Hello. Today I want to talk to you about fantasy sports. Fantasy sports is a big reason why many people follow sports into great detail. I am also going to talk to you about the popularity, the legality, and the money aspect of it. Fantasy sports has grown in the past few years, especially in daily leagues. However, the topic of legality has come into question in some states across the country. It is important because most people who watch sports are involved in fantasy sports nowadays because they enjoy the connection between the player and yourself. And many people are now not only watching their favorite teams, but they're now rooting for players on rival teams. I know from experience because over the past 10 years, I have played in fantasy baseball and fantasy football. And I enjoy doing it because if I feel like I have my own team that I can manage and make sure everything's going well during the season. First off, popularity has grown tremendously over the past 15 years. According to Concordia University, Gabe DeVerge, in 2015, 56.8 million people played fantasy sports across the United States and in Canada, as opposed to in 2003, only 15.4 million people played across the United States and in Canada. They say that this is because of the internet boom. The internet boom was big because it allowed people to look at their teams while being on their phone, going throughout their day instead of waiting until they get home at night after work, and allowed them to make changes during the day if anything happened, and it also allowed people to get stats easier on people that they didn't know that were up and coming and on rookies. Yahoo Sports is the first site to have fantasy sports for free in 2001. Secondly, the legality is big because 9 states have banned fantasy sports like DraftKings and FanDuel that are daily sites that people bet on. And since January 1st, 2017, 20 states want to pass legislation to ban daily fantasy sports like DraftKings. According to the Wall Street Journal, Alexandra Bees, there are a lot of legal questions around DraftKings, but the CEO of DraftKings wants to make it legal in all 50 states by the end of 2020. Lastly, the money aspect of it is huge because the average person spends $465 per year per league every season, and the average person has about 3 to 5 teams per season. It is also huge for the NFL because it's a huge marketing tool. They say that most people who play watch more games, which they feel that more people attend the games now, which is good for concessions and parking, ticket sales, and it's good for their advertisers because more people are going to the stadium and seeing all the advertisements around. It is also good for the NFL because they have the NFL Sunday Ticket package where you can buy every game on your TV per season, and that allows for the person to watch all their players that they have on fantasy and keep up. It is also good for the bars and restaurants because more people go to them to watch all the games for free, but they spend money on food and drinks. According to Forbes, Brian Havig, in 2011, he interviewed a fan from Tokyo who enjoyed playing fantasy sports because it got him more involved in American sports and allowed him to watch his beloved Yankees. So to conclude all this, fantasy sports is important to the average sports fan because it gets you more involved. It gets you to connect with players that you may not connect because they play across the country, and it helps you know the sport more and have more knowledge about the players in the sport. Thank you and have a nice day.